Good morning. Beautiful day out. Gonna be in the 70s today. Got a lot to do today. I'm gonna work a little bit on my pen here, on my building, and then I'm gonna harrow off some ground and see if I can get some oats planted. It's beginning of April, probably, what is it today? April 6th, 7th, I don't know. So I'm gonna show you how to make a corner, a 2x4 corner real quick. Super simple. Okay, when you're doing your layout, you're gonna have 16-inch on centers or 2-foot on centers, whichever you prefer. So I'm gonna show you how to do a 2x4 corner. So it's very easy. So you have something to nail to on the inside as well as the outside. So you want it to be 2x4s are 1.5 inches. So you have 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and then you have pieces in the middle that are 1.5 inches. So that'll be 4.5 inches. And then that'll give you something on the inside of the wall to nail to. All right, so what I do is have your one 2x4, and then I get 3 pieces and I spread them out through the other 2x4, and then I just sandwich it between another 2x4. And that'll give you your inside corner. It's very easy to do. All right, so I got my corner made. This is what it's gonna look like. Okay. You're gonna have a piece of 2x4 here, piece here, piece in the bottom. Spread them out evenly. And then when you put it on the outside, you have covered. And then when you go on the inside, when your 2x4 runs up against this here, 3.5 inches, you're still gonna have something to nail to here. All right, as you can see here, I made my corners. Okay, I made one on that side. And then there's one on this side here. And then I also nailed a brace here. So when I lift this wall up, the brace will go down, and then I'll be able to brace the wall so it's straight. And then I also got my chalk line, and I made my mark where it was square here. And then I chalk lined it straight down so that my wall will be perfectly straight. All right, so let's get this wall standing up and braced off, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, you saw when I stood this wall up, okay? So what I did with my braces is I had them nailed, and as I lift up the wall, they fall down, okay? And then they dig into the ground, and then I could just leave it standing here until I plumb it up and put a couple D-pins in there for bracing, so it's all level. So you always want to make sure that your braces are pointing up when you're lifting your wall up, because then they'll slide down, they'll stay down as you're lifting the wall up, and then they'll be in the ground. It'll be nice. So there's nothing holding this wall right now except those braces, and they're not even fastened, so we're looking good. Beautiful. So I'm going to grab my level, and I want to make sure my wall is plumb before I brace it. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to get a D-pin here, hammer it in, and then we'll have a nice straight wall to work with. And make sure it's still plumb. good. So what I'm going to use here is I'm just going to use a screw because it's not permanent. I'm going to be taking it out after I get my wall done. All right, and then I won't have to worry about this wall blowing down, nothing like that. So I have a nice little trick to show you here. Many years I was in the Carpenters Union, did a lot of concrete, and for temporary forms, things like that. And it saved a lot of money on buying tap cons or blue screws. So you just get some wire, some tie wire. You want to double it up, okay? You bend it in half and you just pinch the end here with your lineman pliers. All right. Then you get a 3/16 hammer drill bit on your hammer drill. You drill the hole, you put the wire in, and then you have a 16-penny tap con, or a 16-penny duplex nail, and you just hammer that in the hole, and I'll show you how it's done. So very simple and very easy to do and very cheap, and they're very easy to take out. All you do is you get your hammer or your pry bar and just pop those duplex out nails when you're ready to pull the forms. Very nice, easy, fast way to get things done, and they hold great. When you're drilling a hole with a hammer drill, you never put a lot of pressure on the drill itself. You want to let the bit work and the hammer that's on your hammer drill. If you put pressure on it, too much pressure on it, it'll make a hardened bottom and you'll burn your bits up. And these bits could get expensive. Okay, now I have my piece of wire and I have my 16-penny nail. Put it right in a hole like that. Get your nail. Make sure I'm on my line, my chalk line. Perfect. It'll never come out. So let's get the rest of these hammered out, okay? All right, so got them in. Everything's in. This is what they look like when they're done. I didn't use duplex for these because these are going to be permanent. You use duplex if it's only going to be temporary. And they're easy to pull. See? Now that's as tight as can be. Never move. And cheap. Nice and cheap. All right, so now we're ready to have that wall up, and I'm going to start framing the roof for the lean-to here. All right, so I nailed my top plate up here, and you can see I put nails underneath just to hold it, because I'm only working by myself, and then that'll hold it. I won't have to worry about it falling or anything. So I made sure I had enough on that side there so I could fit my T111 over top of that, and it'll just be a straight line all the way over. So now I'm gonna have my 2x6s. I'm gonna put them up there, and I'm gonna mark the bird's mouth down here so they all fit nice along the top. Okay, so let's get that started. All right, before I mark these, I want to let you know what I did. So this is only going to be about a 1 pitch, and the way you figure a 1 pitch is from the top all the way to the end of the wall is 16 feet. All right, and the way you figure a 1 pitch is it's for every foot it's an inch drop down. Okay, if it was 4 inches for every foot drop down, that'd be a 4 pitch. Okay, so this is only 1 inch, and from here to there it'll be a 16 inches overall of pitch. So that gives me a 1 pitch. So what I'll do over here is I'll go on my speed square, and I'll put it on the 1x6 here. Let me show you that. Okay, so on my 1x6 here, I'll go over here to the 1, and I'll put that on the ridge of the wood here. All right, if I was going to do a 4 pitch, I would put the 4 right on the ridge. All right, so this is just going to be a 1. So I'm going to put it right on the ridge there, and then right on the tip of the 16 footer here. Okay, and then I'm going to scribe a line right down, and then that's what I'm going to take off, and then I'm going to get my bird's mouth down at the other end. Okay, and when we're doing this, whenever you're doing ceiling rafters, you always want to make sure that the crown is up. Okay, every board has a crown. Okay, it's the kerf. It's the way the wood goes, bends this way or this way. All right, so the wood crown is this way, so that when I put it on the roof, it's going to be up like this, so that the bow is going to be pointing towards the sky. All right, so I got all my rafters up here. All right, 2x6s, 16-foot span. I'm gonna 4 foot across. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 2x4s now across this way, so I could put my steel sheeting on. I used joist hangers here. See my joist hangers? That'll help support the weight. And then notch out my bird's mouth there. See up there? Both sides. So, and that really tightened it up here. It don't hardly move at all. Side to side it'll move until I get some sheeting on it. All right, so it looks like the sun's going down now. Some things came up, so that's about as far as I got on the pen today. I had to go and had to plowing up down there a bit, getting ready. Gonna put some oats in there tomorrow. Probably do another field of oats tomorrow too. So, and I'm gonna get my roof done tomorrow on the pen, and I'll put that up right away so you can see what's going on. So, all right, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Boy, it's a beautiful sunset, isn't it? Just turned out to be a beautiful day. So